we live.
Why?
All right, what's on French?
I try to understand why how the man just get drunk in 2 seconds, dog. Like the
Yo,
man starts slurring his speech, everything. Like what just happened?
boy, that happens when you're doing three things at the same time.
All right.
Anyways, welcome back to the Link Up podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I completely forgot how to do this intro because
Whoa.
the man
Whoa.
drunkenness just completely threw me off. I still stuck on that. But
With your hosts.
yes, we got your host, Mr. King, Kana, and Woods here in the building. Rashid and
Yo,
Kalissa couldn't make it for this episode, but we still soldiering on without them and stuff. Giving y'all the content.
The
yeah.
original tree, I guess you can say for now.
Hopefully, my voice, the volume is okay. I am like under clipping, so like if I put it a little higher, I clip in. So,
Under clipping, I undertired. How about that?
Hmm.
so who above you then?
That's a very good question. God, how about that? The Lord and Savior.
That's the right answer. Perfect. Right. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with that one.
I mean, as long
I,
as long as the let me stop there before I
Yeah, yeah. All right.
You Catholic?
Let me, yeah. Ish. Ish.
You know
that
I
probably a
heard
safe way
it.
to put it.
Ish, because like I would say ish because I would say I believe in like a supreme being and all that, but I haven't necessarily been to church or follow the quote unquote Christian or Catholic rules. So I mean,
Just watch out for the pastors, yeah.
no, nobody touching my bumhole. It's okay.
Wow.
I'm all right.
Hey, we
So
started
this,
off in a very weird start. I like it.
I was just gonna
Wow, so
say,
you like the priest and the bumhole talk? That's what you trying to say.
I mean, making fun of priests, yes, why not?
Oh God. All
if
right,
this
dude.
being the Link Up podcast, being the Link Up podcast,
Yeah, this is
can't even get through the intro without a tangent happening. Like literally,
this is really not where I expected it to go. I really thought I was going, how to say, suggest that we finish off the conversation we were having before we thing record.
All right, all
Just
right.
just to get that out, the way, Or maybe we should
Why
leave.
not?
Actually, no, I like. Let me save that for the end because that may make a conversation not a lot of people might want to hear.
That is true.
Hmm. Hmm.
We're gonna save
Could
that. We're
be.
gonna save that for the
Could
end.
be.
Yeah.
All right. So, do we start with the big one? I guess
Yeah,
potentially.
I mean, might as well.
All right. So, for those that's unaware, okay, at the time of recording this last night, there was a battle that took place, a versus that was won for the ages. And I don't say that lightly, honestly, because if you're familiar with what Versus has been up to now, which is the platform that Swiss Beats and Timbaland, they came together and it was doing this like whole series of live events during the COVID-19 quarantine situation. The people just been going on live and been battling different songwriters, different artists, different producers, because they had all kind of different class now. But this is the first one. The last one was the first female battle. Now we got the first dance hall battle. So that was something in itself. Like I didn't really know what to expect from the first dance hall battle because we ain't seen much of these people. I was curious to see like what it turned out to be like if the hip hop community, because it was largely like a hip hop thing. I didn't know if they would have come out and support for this battle because it's Swiss Beats and Timbaland. These are two both hip hop, mainly hip hop producers promoted it and all of that. But I wasn't like I was pleasantly surprised in every way because I had no expectations going into it, and
But
I was just
give a little context now. Who the battle was with?
oh yeah, I forget I didn't even mention that part yet. But
That's like the important
we
part.
had
This is all.
but we had Bounty Killer and we had Beanie Man, Betweenie Man. I don't know if I should use that one because
Yeah,
I mean in my head when I say Bounty, I just think on Betweenie Man. Like
because
I think
he is the between man.
I think on Twinner Twins because like last night immediately after the battle I went and rewatched the Twinner Twins interview with Bounty versus Betweenie Man. Like yo, that shit still remains classic to this day. For those
Yep.
who might not know what I'm talking about, go and Google, type
Uh,
in Twinner Twins, Bounty versus Beanie, and thank me later. But anyway,
I don't know, but as a dancehall fan myself, I going to say I am a bit disappointed, not in the verses, but in myself because I did not watch the whole thing live.
Hmm.
So I catch snippets and videos and stuff like that before we start to record actually. So I'm going to go and watch the whole thing after this. But from what I did see, comedy. I am upset. I'm even more upset that I didn't watch it live. I
Hmm.
can't imagine how the comments had to have been.
That's the thing. Like when you rewatch it, try to find like a different link than the one that you were just looking at, like one that was
Mhm.
with the full thing. Cause there was this dude I had watched it from on YouTube self, and he had start like last night when it was happening live. He had start a live event on YouTube, and he was doing a little intro talking, and he had mentioned some backstory into like the clash that happened
That's
at
sick.
Sting back,
That's sick.
and then like he went on the like, he had shared his screen and put it on the live and then watch it and all of that. And what was my point? Where was I going with this? But
Look at somewhere else.
oh yeah, the comments basically that he was it was a version that was like from the Versus TV where you could see like the live chat from the
Mhm.
Versus TV as well, and just see like I know this is gonna be the first one, not a good first impression, but like Safari and everybody you could think of that's like I mean, the obvious one was Rihanna in terms of somebody that was like
Oh,
notable island
I
people.
know she had to have been in there for sure.
And Rihanna was going like Rihanna played an instrumental role in the officers leaving the place. I feel like in
Yeah.
somehow low key, I feel
Boy,
like Rihanna put
boy.
in a call and tell the cops like, "Yo, yeah, go harass somebody else," because
But
she was
where was it then?
Yo, I have no idea where this battle was. That's one mystery that I would like to solve.
I
I
would
think,
I would think in Jamaica, right?
I
I
would
would
assume
assume.
Jamaica
but
as well.
during the battle there was certain references to like I forget what the name of the song was because honestly I don't know the name of a lot of songs that was playing for Bounty, but it was still just as good regardless, even if you know it or don't. But some song Bounty was gonna play and he had make a reference to this is why I don't got no visas and thing like that. So I believe it was in Jamaica, based on the fact that if Bounty indeed doesn't got visas to travel or wherever to go where he need to go, I'm
I
assuming it was in Jamaica then.
And like weird, like it would make sense that two Jamaican artists would be.
And they had shout out DG Cell and thing at the end as well. So it's like I think
yeah,
he's in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's
I
safe.
think
It's
that,
safe. It's safe to say. It's safe to
yeah,
say.
I would think that that would be an educated guess.
Yeah.
But then, okay, King, it seemed like, did you watch the whole thing?
Yeah,
Okay, so now
from beginning to end.
I gotta ask you questions now. You not being such a dancehall fan, I'm going to take your bias into consideration.
Mm.
But then now, just like your overall impressions of it, you was given a little bit in the beginning, but how you thought the live, let's say how the live itself, how you find out when.
All right, that was great. Except at one point it did drop out because in the first hour they had get hit with that hour time limit. So then
Mm.
the versus TV live had end. Then it restarted in like a couple of seconds. So it was like I even forgot that it happened. Not only okay, you asked me, is like I thought on that,
Okay.
but it wasn't like a long interruption. Nothing. It wasn't a couple minutes. It was like a couple seconds, maybe a minute max, I would say. And then it was back on, and then like this was the best in terms of quality because I was mentioning some of that. Like the way the verses has been before, it's just two people on IG Live. So it's like a video call that you listening in on and you just hearing them play music in the background type of thing. That has the kind of been the general setup for most of these battles. But it was like they had two DJ decks, they both had their own DJs like playing the tunes, because even before the verses start, that's kind of what was going on. People was done feeling the vibe of and reminiscing of. They had dancehall DJs being dancehall DJs. If you know what a dancehall DJ is, the sound effects,
That's
the,
all of
in-
it.
the singing a lot,
The hype, my
like yeah, they had that, and I mean, from that alone, people was done like, okay, this thing is going to be something because if you know that vibe, it bringing you really back to the essence of like dancehall and how these things feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then they both got mics, they got it things, and it's just like it sounds. The audio was great. It was better than anything because it was just one person on live, and it was just their audio coming through. However, they had it set up because I don't know all the technical on that side, but the audio was great. So watching it, it was a pleasurable experience. But content wise, it had started out like a regular verses in the sense where people would just you play a song, I play a song, and then I feel like after a while they realize like yo we have mics and stuff, and I mean we both here, people watching, the camera set up and things, so why not just do this like a concert thing?
Mhm.
And then they just start performing most of the songs, and the DJs got the chemistry that good with the people where it's like they know all right when they see him start rapping along, turn out all the highs in the song, so just you're hearing the bass line and things so that they're rapping along to kind of the instrumental, you could say. And it's like the shit was dope, dog. Different points there was like going back and forth between each other with almost like a cipher type of thing where they just got a beat running. He spit a verse, 8 bars, then tag Bounty. He spit a verse, 8 bars, tag Beenie. He spit, and it's just like going back and forth. And some of it is like their other songs that they just put in on whatever beat they was named. Some of it I feel like it's just straight off the top freestyling and stuff like that. But if you don't know all the material, that shit is crazy just to watch. And even if it's not freestyling like on the spot, you're actually making up the lyrics for a lot of it. That shit's still impressive because it's like these people chemistry was impeccable. Like it's like I wasn't expecting this from Bounty and Beanie, first of all. Like at a certain point they even referenced that in the battle. It was like, yo, we didn't even know if this would have happened, acknowledging the beef and their history and all of
Yeah.
that. It's like
But
we
I don't even know if it makes sense for us to go into the backstory because I don't know I can't remember the full details of it, so I won't like
Yeah, me neither.
say
But
something
I
wrong. But
know.
long story short, for the people who don't necessarily know, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer had big beef,
Yep.
like big beef back in the day when like rhythms was coming out every other day and they had a name for every rhythm. But we'll get into that after. Let me ask this King. Before watching it.
and then the cops came. I don't know if I had
Oh,
mentioned that.
oh yeah,
And
no,
then
because I see a small clip about that. How that had end up. Okay, you was mentioning too. You feel Rihanna had something to play with it.
by like Rihanna was in the chat saying things like just that in that moment I wasn't looking at the chat, but later there was like people referencing what Rihanna was saying in during that situation. Like she was upset that the cops interrupted and stuff, basically, because Rihanna was pretty active in the chat during this whole battle. Like I said, all any celebrity you could think of, even those you probably didn't know that had some Caribbean roots, you found out that they had Caribbean roots during this battle because they was all representing the amount of like Jamaica emojis and the thing. But the cops came and it started off kind of friendly because you had see where Beanie was saying, "Do you want to be that guy? Do you want to be
Mhm,
that guy?" To the cop, it's
mhm.
like the whole time I was just thinking, like, is this gonna work? Because I was hoping that for his sake it would, but I don't really know. Because it's like this is quarantine, COVID-19 situations, and I don't know if the cops care about the IG live. He's saying there's nearly 500,000 people watching, and there was nearly like 500,000 people watching. But I don't know if the cops think about that. But it did end, and they just kind of left. It wasn't too long of an interruption. But then, as soon as the cops left, the man started playing all of the "fuck the police" type of records, which I ain't gonna lie, it had me kind of tense because I was like, in my mind, I just thinking, how far away is the cops? Like, could they still hear these things? Like, I don't know. I was waiting to see how it's gonna play out, type of thing. But
I was like, do y'all not think they gonna log into live and just
I don't
come
know.
back?
Even that,
Well.
maybe
Well,
even that.
hey, wait. Side note, pause. You know what's really disappointing since we referenced the well. I come to
Yeah,
find out that wasn't
yeah,
her.
yeah. It was
Hmm.
fake. It was fake.
Yeah, that's really disappointing. 'Cause it kind of like put a cherry on the whole craziness of semantic people having their own Jew during.
I
Hmm.
mean, but the feeling still remains. You can still feel.
Yeah, yeah.
You could still well whenever you feel like.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but but yeah, but okay. But no, what I was going to ask you, King, before watching the live, going into it, who you had was winning, or who you would have bet would have win?
My for me, it would be one of those things where it's like for the uneducated to the uneducated dancehall person, maybe just a casual music listener, I feel like they would give it to Beanie. But it's like and that kind of more represented with Island because Beanie had more of the bigger hits, just to say like crossover songs that
Mm-hmm.
people in the States and elsewhere would know because of certain artists he collabed with.
Mm-hmm.
But that was another thing that was kind of educational for me as well, because they basically was going into like, yo, oh, you think you got hip hop collaborations, Beanie? I'm gonna show you all the, because Bounty got a lot of those as well. Like, and there's like some when they were just playing shit that they got with different rappers in the States. Because that was a big segment, and that was interesting too. Because I was wondering what songs they gonna play, like, because I feel like in that whole, like you had mentioned, the era where a new rhythm would come out and everybody would jump on it. The thing with a lot of these songs is these basically mixtapes. These is like the sky is the limit for Lil Wayne, the Drought Tree, and those type of things. Like these the unofficial songs a lot of times. Like these wasn't the albums. These were just like they would be on a compilation type of thing.
Yeah, but then you have to understand at the same time too, it's a little difficult. Okay, before continuing what I was saying, this is my limited knowledge of dancehall is what I know about dancehall. If anybody chooses to correct me, or if Super watches this episode and correct and chooses to say like Sean, you talking full of shit, please just let me know. But according to my knowledge, the culture is also a little bit different. Dancehall artists itself don't necessarily go to like albums.
I
Album.
understand.
They focus in really on that. It's just like, yeah, you take the rhythm, bam, jump on it. But
But
continue.
the point I was making is like that had me wondering like what they gonna play,
Mhm.
because if all of those songs is allowed, because if you can just do it like official catalog in terms of what you put out as a
Oh, like that's you,
studio album, let's
you
just
didn't
say,
know what to expect.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay, okay.
And I feel like they kind of played more like official studio album or single type of songs, or songs that was like released through major label type of things, and not just some of those underground, you could say, songs that we know because of a like a dancehall mix CD that was going around back with the rhythms and like those type of things. I
Mm,
feel like, but I don't know. I don't know if that was just something that was thinking in my mind, because it was something that played in some of the other battles, whereas like you playing your official catalog and not mixtape type of tracks for rappers then.
Yeah, I think with dancehall that just makes it a little bit harder because within the culture of how dancehall represents itself and how it started, especially having Bounty and Beanie, who have been in the forefront of it for a long time,
Yep.
and a lot of those songs that um, put Beanie and Bounty where they is was a lot of those mixtape tracks. So it's mixtape, the rhythm beats. So it's
Hmm.
kind of hard to say, okay, we're going to have these two legends within the industry come and do a verses, and then only let them use the studio
mhm.
songs and not the songs that a lot of the fans expect to hear or something like that. So it's
You
it's,
see,
it's
but that's the thing. My question is, okay, we know thing Woods, who not counting the clips we had see or the clips you saw after going into it, who you think would have gone? Who you think would have gone with it?
I would have given Bounty it.
Hmm.
Okay.
So kind of use Bounty as well.
I going to be real honest. I gonna be real honest with my answer. Me being biased and I consider Bounty Killer more raw dancehall. I consider Beanie Man to a certain extent, in regards to in comparison to Bounty Killer, more
Mainstream.
commercial and
Hmm.
mainstream. But that's also a false equivalency to a certain extent because Beanie Man does have those old school classic
Hmm.
dancehall hits as well. So with that's concerned, I would say
Hmm.
Bounty for sure. But what based off of what King was saying earlier as well, Beanie Man does have a lot of international hits too. So as a if it's somebody just going in for the music aspect, I can understand why a lot of people put Beanie Man into it. But if you're a dance hall fan, I feel it either should be a very difficult choice or it's Bounty. But I sorry, but yeah,
This
that's me being.
And the thing
this
is,
reminds me. Sorry.
I don't want to taint y'all. perspective, because I know y'all haven't seen it yet, but when you do watch it, it just becomes clear that it's Bounty. Like, because the whole time I was watching it, the one thing that I was thinking is like, yo, this man is in his element. Like, the whole setup of a battle thing, because like I was mentioning before, the way I was watching the live, the dude when he was giving some of the backstory before the live started on the beef and stuff like that,
Mhm.
all of that is like people just I may be a little ignorant on this, but it's just kind of, to me, Bounty is more like you mentioned, self. Like, he's more the raw side of dancehall. He is more like a battle person. To me, he is more like, when it comes to that type of a format, his music is more suited and tailored for that. I feel like his whole energy, he kind of enjoys that vibe. To me, it seemed like,
Correct me if I'm wrong. By trying to find like a more international comparison to it, um, and this is the first one I jump into my mind. Bounty and Beanie is like Eminem and Drake. Are you correct me if I'm wrong?
You're wrong.
What? Tell me what.
Cause
Eminem and
Okay, okay.
Drake,
Wait.
Drake or Dre.
Let me explain. Let me explain. Drake.
Uh,
Why I say Drake as in Beanie, because they have the international, they have all the big international hits, commercial as can be in the genre, but also got somewhat deep classics and still rooted in the culture. Whereas Eminem is more battle style, more in your face, more confrontational,
hmm.
but also got deep traps as well. Whereas if you really into hip hop, you go more feel Eminem and the
no,
whole lyrical and stuff like that. That's where I'm making the
yeah, I
comparison.
get I get where you're coming from, but like we can't, like, Eminem is an international juggernaut, so you can't.
For what you're trying to compare, I
Yeah,
agree with
that
what you're trying to compare, but I wouldn't use
Yeah, I,
Eminem
I,
and
I
Drake
take
Eminem.
as.
it. I
Yeah,
take it a
But I
lot
get
of
what you're
out of
saying. I get
Drake.
what you're
I
saying.
think I
I
am
think
taking
I
a
think
lot
you
of
could have
out
you
of
could have
them. But
thrown like a Kendrick instead of Eminem,
I was thinking that
cause
maybe
like
I was like, boy, Eminem is a lot more of the battle rap type.
But
I
even
don't know. I don't know
exactly,
Kendrick.
exactly.
I don't
yeah,
know
yeah,
Kendrick background where that's concerned. So that
no,
because
yeah,
King was like is more bounty element, and I completely agree with that.
yeah.
Bounty is that guy.
I think I was just looking at it more in terms of like known, like if you for example, if you love rap, if you're like a rap fanatic, for
Mhm.
example, and you compare, and it's Kendrick versus Drake, or like if you love rap a lot, you would lean more towards Kendrick winning over Drake,
Yeah,
just in terms of skills and stuff like that, in terms of the way he like makes his music.
Mm.
A rap fanatic would scheme towards Drake. I mean Kendrick more than Drake, but Drake has arguably way more international hits than Kendrick.
but as I say again, when it comes to Bounty and Beanie, I am being biased because if I have to be 100% honest, based on those couple clips we watched before we started to record, they had like two Bounty songs I did not know,
Hmm.
but I knew every Beanie song that played
Because
from
that's
those
the
short
thing.
clips.
It's like, even the songs that I don't know, because Bounty is there live performing songs and stuff like that, and his charisma and energy, and like, you saw in some of the clips, the in little introductions and stuff they do before the songs,
You see,
with a man just getting into
that's
the
another
freestyling and
part.
shit.
That's another
All like
part that might be unfair.
the live performance aspect of it, Bounty just sold all of his shit better than Beanie. And don't take this, what I'm saying, as a disrespect or a slight to Beanie Man in any kind of way. Cause throughout that battle, to me, it was just the ultimate chemistry, and it was the perfect combination. It was like Bounty play his White Clef song, Beanie play his White Clef song. Oh, it's like everything they had when it came to an international thing. I have a song to match that. Oh, you going in this back? Okay, at a certain point, but Beanie was like, "Yo, Bounty, you over there, you in your warring and you killing and thing. I'm the one. Let me play these love tracks and thing." Like, he he made sure make a distinction and stuff like that. But you didn't mind it because it's like, it's still both great dancehall energy, classic dancehall songs. Some of them, because like Dude, Sim Sima, Doctor, and like some
Mhm.
of the Beanie Man. I knew more of the Beanie Man songs because I know more of the Beanie Man songs in general. Like, I'm kind of biased in that sense, where I've listened to Beanie Man more. I
Mhm.
know more Beanie Man songs, but
And
Would you?
Your age there, what?
Yeah, I mean, bye. See the way my underpit work. Like sometimes it just needs some loving, you know.
Oh,
No,
jeez.
but in the
Yeah,
like,
on the pit.
yeah, underarm.
You couldn't decide between armpit and
Armpit.
underarm.
Hey, leave my underpit alone, okay?
Come on the pit.
Yo,
Oh,
you all understood what I was trying to say. No, but like especially if you're a club goer, like you would like
you would definitely be vibing with
you
Beanie
will
song.
vibe with Beanie Man. But if you're a dancehall, like if you love dancehall and you listen to dancehall outside of the club and you fuck with dancehall like that,
Yo, but
then it's a whole lot
Bounty
more.
got bars though. That's the thing.
But
Like
yo,
the man was spitting that.
that's how that's where I feel Bounty would lose points by default because most of Beanie Man's songs
The
he
more
has
widely known.
he has no, not only that, he has the Jamaican accent, yes,
Hmm.
but his twang and his vocalization is easier to understand. Bounty Killer, a lot of the shit you have to sit down and focus what the fuck this man saying.
Hmm.
So it's like if you're not a Bounty fan, or if like you get introduced to a certain extent real Bounty from this life, I can imagine a lot of the time you just like, yo, what the fuck?
And I feel like there was none of that. Like this battle was, like I say, all of the Caribbean people came out and they showed love. And if there wasn't like Caribbean, they was familiar enough with hip hop, like Jamaican culture and stuff like that.
Okay.
So
So it wasn't like who the fuck is this skinny looking guy?
at
Like,
least that's what the comments
Why
from the comments that I was seeing.
yo, if I was a mediator and I see someone ask who the fuck is Bounty Killer, yeah, I would just block this man.
what
from my
you doing in the verses?
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
what you even doing there?
But I will say, even for those people, I feel like to me, if this was like, if you didn't know dancehall culture and this was your introduction to dancehall, I would say that like I couldn't think of almost a better way to represent it. Like during the battle, that was something that was in my mind as well. It was like 470,000 people watching something that's like versus that. Previously, this is something that is the definition kind of like mainstream pop culture with how much some of the previous battles was trending and stuff like that. So in my mind, it's just like it's a beautiful thing seeing Caribbean people put on the forefront, Caribbean culture being celebrated and highlighted and loved. And it's like at the end with like Beanie Man holding his daughter, dancing with his daughter and playing One Love and stuff after talking about some of the beef and coming, like it was a beautiful thing in so many respects. That
Okay, I got several questions to ask, but I'm gonna try to write them down so I don't forget. First one is Ting. How Jesus Christ? 2 seconds later, I forget it.
Yo, first of all, when you say how, you sound like Mr. Pudding Pops, though. How?
he's a fool.
First of all, who?
Cosby.
Oh, no, I don't know if I like that reference. I don't know if I like that.
Okay.
But what was I gonna say? Oh no, okay, yeah. So remember saying, who are you would like to see if they had a next verses where dancehall is concerned? Who would I like to see go against each other?
I was thinking about that. I was
Vibes.
like last night. I was thinking about it. But you see, the problem with Vibes is who goes against Vibes because there's nobody in my mind.
No, it doesn't make sense.
There's nobody in my mind that is like from his class, from his like generation, that is as successful as Vibes.
Nobody.
And
Yo, you would legit have to bring 3 people. Sorry, King.
For real.
Sorry.
For real.
Sorry.
because the other name that came to mind in terms of similar to a Beanie is Sean Paul.
You see,
Like
we
in terms of main, but I don't want to see Vibes versus Sean Paul. I do not want to see Vibes. To me, that's not a good matchup. I feel like it's nowhere near as like.
Honestly, the only one would be Beanie. The only one that would,
Paul, yeah, that makes sense.
No, okay, Beanie versus Sean Paul. Yes, I feel like that's more of a match musically and on an international level for everybody where songs are concerned. But I also feel the only person that would even be able to lift his head up or like blink at Vibes Cartel, known wise, would be Beenie Man.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Because the another person
I
that I
was
was
thinking
thinking of
elephant,
was
but nah.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Mm-mm. Elephant, I would like to see Elephant Man and Sean Paul too, actually, to be quite honest. I wouldn't mind
Actually,
seeing I wouldn't mind seeing
I would
Elephant
have
Man.
loved to see Elephant Man and Beenie Man, dog.
Elephant Man and Beenie Man would be a good one too.
Elephant Man is somebody else, yeah. But I was also thinking on Buju.
Buju Banton.
Like, but I feel he
Ooh,
is.
yo, if you want to talk about it, if you want to talk Buju and Sizzler.
Sizzler, yo, that would be sick.
Buju and Sizzler, that's what I want to see. That would be, I feel
Woman,
Buju
I
and
need
Sizzler would be a
you
good one.
like never
Of like
before.
the hardcore dancer. Okay, not hardcore.
And then, like on the flip side of that, I was thinking Morgan Heritage and Jack Yo on the
Yeah.
on the reggae
Because
side.
if you bring in
But then,
Sizzler, you can't bring Sizzler without letting him drop the reggae tunes.
But then Buju can represent himself on the reggae side too.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
Let's not think. But I was also thinking for like the more serious dancehall fans, I would want to see Sizzler and Capleton.
Okay.
I would like to see those two go at it. Song for song.
Yeah.
That to me that would be
Sizzler got tracks.
Sizzler got
Okay.
yeah,
Yo,
but
Sizzler?
don't big man, don't sleep on Capleton. Eh?
No, man, not sleeping. I know.
A lot of people that sleep on this man.
But people also sleep on Sizzler, dog. Sizzler
Yeah.
got tracks.
Capleton got my favorite dancehall song of all time.
What's that?
Or what?
Yeah. I see that.
Or what? Like WA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sizzler has an album. I can't remember the name of the album, but all the songs good on that.
Who else? But who else would be entertaining at least to see?
Who y'all think for Idonia? Y'all would try Idonia in there?
Idonia and Conscience.
Yeah, I can see that.
Conscience was another one. He was in the chat and he was commenting a lot as well.
Conscience. But I don't know if that would be necessarily fair because Idonia is kind of like a lot more old school and Conscience is like you consider newish.
Newer generation.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that would be a fair fight. But music, like song wise, I would like to see that.
We throw Mavado in it?
Ooh, I forget
It's the
about the
next one,
gully.
yeah.
I forget about the gully.
Cause Mavado, well, back in the day when I was like still like just solely focused as a dancehall DJ, the conversation was Vibes versus Mavado. Before he went
Gaza and Gully.
yeah.
I wouldn't disrespect Bavaro and say Popcorn, but
Popcorn too new age, yeah. That's too much new generation.
Mavado.
Yo,
Wow.
Mavado 2005,
I'm
2006, 2007,
not gonna be really. I'm gonna be extremely honest with you. I don't really want to see Mavado battle anybody.
What about Vegas?
Ooh,
Vegas is another. Vegas is Sean Paul. Like in terms of mainstream success as well. Like Vegas is another one who got serious mainstream hits in it.
Vegas
and
Beenie Man would have been perfect.
Yeah, Vegas
would have
and
been
Beenie.
perfect.
Or Vegas and Elephant Man. I would say Vegas and Elephant Man.
I think Vegas got that one. I feel like that's a little.
Over Elephant?
I think so.
No.
I know,
It
no.
wouldn't be as that
Yo,
easy. It wouldn't be that easy.
Elephant Man will come up with some tracks that you forget about.
Yeah, dog.
I can
Elephant
guarantee you
Man
that,
is like the ludicrous of dancehall.
But they
You
got.
look Yo.
Elephant Man got tunes. Don't get me wrong. I certainly enjoy a lot of Elephant Man shit.
I know we get a good bit of good big dancehall artists, and this is sad, man.
Biggs, there was a time period, especially like around 2005, 6, 7, like almost every track this man jumped on. And here's the thing, like when we talk about rhythms, because there was almost every track that this man jumped on, when you see Elephant Man, it's like 80% chance that song is just going to be fire, dog.
Okay, wait, we forget it. Okay, apart from like, we forget a lot of people that I just remember now. Oh, we forget. Okay, wait. We forgetting a big classic though. We forget a big group.
Who that?
We'll talk
TOK?
about. We'll
TOK?
talk. Yes, dog.
Who?
Fucking
Who?
TOK, dog.
TOK.
Mm.
I don't even know. I don't even know who to put these man. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, but
They got vibes, and they kind of mashing up everybody else too.
But we looking at dancehall, Ricky, because not to say that TOK, not to say TOK.
Yeah, we have to differentiate. We have to
I
differentiate.
mean, but that's the
with,
thing.
with a lot of them, because with a vibe, with a lot of these people, is somewhat of a mix. Like when you mention the Capleton and the Sizzler, is like you getting into the dancehall bag. Sometimes you getting in, even like a Sean Paul. Sean Paul have a couple like reggae tracks. He got a couple dancehall. Like a lot of them is kind of in two worlds, but some of them is.
I think you need to look at it the same way you look at rap and R&B.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. They're like sister genres.
So like they're separate genres, but when you talk about rap, like R&B gets thrown into there. Like sometimes
And
you don't even know.
especially where rap is now, it's like so melodic and so singing is like hard to distinguish. And where R&B is at the same time with like when you think of a 6 Lack, is 6 Lack singing?
Okay. Let me make it. Who are you think would be good, entertainment wise, against each other?
Okay,
That's the
if you're
thing.
talking
It's
about
hard because I don't know
entertainment,
personalities. I don't know these people's personalities.
No.
Okay.
We're going based on. So we're not going to extra person. We're going on song for song. Who would go either? Who would one go good against each other, and they want to be uneven, and two, who would be entertaining?
Okay, if you're talking about entertainment wise, we gotta put Elephant Man in there because this man,
sure.
in terms of live performances, and things,
yeah.
like this man, like, and
Like,
a lot of his songs have dances attached to it.
For sure.
So like
That's why I think him in Vegas. Elephant Man in Vegas.
Yeah, but
I think for entertainment, because the same things you mentioning about Elephant Man, because I seen Mr. Vegas perform, like he performed on Simon a couple times. I seen him perform live, and this man is a high energy. Like when you hearing his live vocals, they sound just as good as the tracks and stuff like that.
If we talking,
like Vegas is a great performer.
If we're talking about entertainment, I don't want to see Sean Paul. Period.
No. Sorry.
Like he need to have somebody else. He need to have his brother or he hype man come and hype up his songs and just leave the track play, and then have a hype man. He could stay home.
So you feel Sean Paul that boring then?
Sean Paul, he needs to spell his name as AWN. That's what happened.
This I don't throw this out there.
He just did the man from Sean. He can't even be considered Sean no more.
No.
I gonna throw this
he's
out.
not Sean, okay? He's seen. Sorry, Woods.
But
They're true.
I gonna throw this out there as well. Like I love Jack Yoda, and this man got a lot of good tracks, but I don't want to see this man perform live. So.
Yeah, actually, I second that. I don't want to see Jack Yoda can stay home.
Okay, but Jackio versus Morgan Heritage, they're track for track, back to back. Like to me, I couldn't think of a better fit.
Nah. I find personally TOK and Morgan Heritage is a better fit. One, both of them
groups.
Both of them to go into the dance, they dip into the dance hall as well.
I feel it.
I feel that would be more of a
but
thing.
Honestly, Jackio and Nevada wouldn't be that bad.
But I feel Morgan Heritage is more reggae though. Morgan Heritage got dancehall.
I was gonna say that's true. Yeah, you're
like,
right.
I ain't never heard dancehall from Morgan Heritage or something.
If you compare, if you put in a reggae, Morgan Heritage would win. If you put in a dancehall, TOK would win. So that's maybe a little bit unfair.
That's why I was trying to think. Jackio to me is like pretty strictly reggae-ish. Like I don't know Jackio stuff that's like dancehall. Maybe I just don't know them. But
not Jack. Jackio is reggae. That ain't necessarily my thing. But okay, who are you would put with Serrani then?
Serrani had a run.
Serrani had a decent run, no?
He had a run,
but
in case you didn't know.
Wait.
I didn't catch that Serrani joke. No.
Yeah, I got it. I just let it fly.
Oh yeah, I got it. I was a little slow on that one. But I don't know if it's Serrani.
I mean, and obviously, I think
we not about Serrani, but Busy Signal with who, dog?
Okay, wait.
Busy with Idonia.
Wait. That's not a bad combination, but let's pause. for those older folks who come inside and say, "Hey, these youngins ain't talking about man like Coppercat and Shabaranks." That's kind of way back. We're not talking about there. We're talking
Okay,
about
but
our generation, like we take.
Red Rat, Red Rat involved in this or not? Because you're talking about old school. Is that too old school? Is that old school enough? Like, where Red Rat fall?
I mean, Red Rat will fall in Beenie Man-ish type of
Yeah.
like, in terms of
But then, ooh, but you see, Red Rat is like in the middle of Beanie and Bounty, where notoriety is concerned. 'Cause he have a good
Yeah.
bit of
He had a little run. He had a little run in terms with some mainstream
but
success.
he
He had a
also
little run too.
big old school
Yeah.
dancehall fan track.
Shaggy and Sean Paul.
Nah,
Like mainstream.
I feel Sean Paul would be
Sean
Shaggy.
Paul, yeah, boy.
Yeah,
I just thinking.
Shaggy has mainstream hits, but if you go compare Shaggy against Sean Paul, they're gonna be like, yo, after 5 songs.
Shaggy got classics, but like if Shaggy can't go like I don't feel Shaggy could go like a 20
The
for 20.
distance, yeah, he can go the distance.
Hmm.
And
I
no downplay to Shaggy, no, because Shaggy my boy.
no thing to that. But
Oh.
I think Shaggy we keep more on a reggae. We have to keep that more reggae. But who we call there just now? Who name you call there just now? Red Rat. But who? Boy, I go say it's allowed, but I don't know who to put this man with, but because
I guess like he's that Beanie era as well, but a little before maybe I don't know.
I don't know, Mad Cobra maybe.
I don't know not one of his songs. Not like
I would say Mad Cobra is still a little more like underground dancehall. Not underground dancehall, but
Assassin.
Even Assassin, but Red Rat. I don't know. You gotta be stumped there. I don't know.
But that's the thing, like
I don't know. That one catch me off. That one catch me off guard. I ain't gonna lie. Got me going back in my playlist to see if I forget.
I trying to think and see if there's anybody we forget.
Correct.
Doing it off the dome is kind of hard. No?
Yeah, because I ain't even looking up nothing. But I'm sure there's mad people we forgetting.
And we even went to like the new school dancehall when it comes to like Shensia.
Okay,
we're not going new school. We're going females. Then we only have really two.
Lady Star
and
Spice new school kind of. I guess maybe.
I would still consider Spice more new era. She's still old school, but she blew up more around our time. I would say. I could be wrong. Somebody's hit me with
Tanya Stevens.
But it would be either
Tanya Stevens is more reggae, I guess.
And
kinda.
And Lady Saw or Cecile and Lady Saw.
Cecile is Cecile. Yeah. Indeed. Huh. Get your Opal in there, even though I only know like one song from her.
Maca Diamond.
That was another name.
I ain't gonna lie, it's a little sad to say I'm not well versed in my female dancehall artists.
Yeah, neither me.
There's a couple. There's a couple.
Okay, no. My next question is going to think what are you since this dancehall one seemed to have gone so well? What are you thinking about seeing a soca?
Soca boy, yeah, dog. You got Michelle, dog. Michelle versus.
Who will he go against? He needs to go against the rest of the soca crew.
No, Biggs. No, don't do that.
He needs to go against fucking Sherwin. He needs to go, dog. This man is like Madara fighting everybody else, dog. Okay.
No, I think if you bring Kes got a good chance against him.
You legit need the fucking sanity.
Or it's Michelle versus a female soca artist, dog. And then you could bring Patrice.
Not even because you would need Destra, and Hands, and fucking Ting to go against this man, okay?
Wow. The man just trying to say that Marshall is Thanos. That's all Sean trying to say.
Not anything with the ladies, because with You could bring Bunty Garden. You could bring Kess. You could bring.
Boy.
You know compared to Marshall, dog. Who you gonna bring for this man? Who?
I don't know if I could sign in Kana's statement all
Yeah,
the
but
way,
that's not
but did
that's
I just stay no to this because I know that I'm ignorant in this realm for sure. So it's
okay.
like I can't comment.
Let me just
Dog,
say
you
this:
put on
Marshall is my favorite. Marshall is my favorite.
everything done.
Marshall is my favorite soca artist. But like,
Dog, it's done. Woods is done. Is nobody?
like no. But the thing is, if we limit it to 10 songs, then it's a whole different conversation, right?
No. Hey, why we limited? We didn't
No,
limit
no,
for
no, 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 no. Cause like
no.
we have to make it.
I go to distance, G.
No,
Nobody can
but
do it.
let's
Nobody can
say,
cross it.
let's say they only get like an hour to do this, right? They only have an hour to do this, and they're limiting it to 15 tracks or 10 tracks, because that's usually how it goes.
Who?
Okay, that's the thing. Let me think about it. I think Bungie has a chance.
Like a flecking owl. Who?
I think Bungie has a chance. Destra has a chance. If we limiting it to 15 songs,
That sure gonna win for 5 rounds.
Kes has a chance.
wait for like
Kes the band has a chance if it's 10 songs.
They might get some ties. Okay?
The man said,
Marshall is Goku.
I know that, but yeah. That.
only on the Linko podcast you gonna get Soca being compared to anime, dog. Only on the Linko podcast, Soca is compared to anime.
But I mean,
Yo.
there's a Gohan in the mist. Like there's potential.
I personally feel if you want to have a fair versus, this man needs to be disqualified.
And
Or he needs to be the judge.
there's some people that just don't have versus competitors. That's what some people are saying. Like Dr. Dre is one of them. It's like whoever Dr. Dre goes against is like they have a tough night in the hip hop space. It's like
you would really have to be. Yeah, I agree, King, and we would really have to like have a
some people just different.
up on what you're judging on, because if you go on numbers, he win. If you go on vibe, he win. If you go on, even if you go pure bias, dog. Just pure bias. People just commit bias for this man, G.
Yeah.
And whatever songs he play, it don't matter, because they gonna have a feeling for the next song that they think he going to play will make them feel good about the first one. Dog, it's
But
not.
I feel like Bungie has the same amount too, dog. This man, like if there's one artist, like
Granted, maybe I am being biased.
because I'm also biased for Michelle. Like my favorite soca song is still One More Time, dog. Like every time I play that song, I just
A song ain't even a Marshall song. So that I don't know, but like
I think Bungie has like you could put Bungie and Michelle next to one another in terms of like years in the game and still relevant.
He might be Vegeta.
Hey, Vegeta got a chance now.
But at the end of it, you're going to still see like Goku will still watch Vegeta like, no, use nothing, G. Like,
okay, we have to look at it like this. We don't have to look at it who's gonna win, but who would be an interesting matchup.
Who will be interesting?
Michelle and Bungie would be an interesting matchup. I do not know who else I would put in that like.
I would like me personally. I would like to see Kess and Marshall.
Guess the band.
Yeah, Kess the band and Marshall. That's what I would like.
Question.
Answer.
Would y'all say it's too early for Mr. Killer? I'm unaware of how long he been in this game, but I know recently he been having a lot of success.
If we go in for duration, it's kind of unfair. But if we're going on like 5-10 tracks, I feel he could enter.
Kerwin Dubois also could, just because he's been in the game for that long.
Yeah.
It has to be one of those artists that's been there from the 90s, early 80s, late 80s.
I mean, you know what would be a big classic? Destra Listen Hangs.
Cause that was exactly what I was gonna ask. I was just gonna ask, like, do y'all feel that'll be a good first soca one?
It depends on how you want to look at it.
Because I think that was a key with Beenie Man and Bounty. Is like these like they are pretty much some of the biggest dancehall artists. Like Beenie Man in particular. Like in terms of commercial success, I don't. The probably the only person I think that's more successful than Beanie Man in terms of mainstream hits, like how much records he potentially might have sold,
Right?
is Sean
Sean
Paul.
Paul.
Sean Paul, yeah.
Like
But where
it's somebody that can draw attention basically. Like with Allison Hines and Destra, it certainly is that. But are they the biggest?
no,
No.
but you see,
That's
no,
why you
no,
need to
no.
put Michelle in there, dog. That's the
Yeah,
thing. You
yeah.
need to.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna say it depends on how you look at it. But now hearing thing, I reformulate my man. So
Because female wise, I can't think of two people bigger than Destra
nah.
and Allison
If
Hines.
you want to go to if you want to do the whole female empowerment and all that kind of like movement and stuff like that, there's no bigger, there's no better. You're not gonna have to find anything else.
Yeah.
But if you take out Marshall from the perspective that okay, ain't nobody could battle him, who would be like the
No, but that's the thing.
Beanie and Bounty?
If we going off of
Corinne and
having wait no,
Young
but
Joe.
wait, all over the place.
Yeah.
There's multiple aspects to why Beanie and Bounty was so good. You have to understand as well. The old beef part of it made it entertaining as well because that and when it comes to dancehall, that is a big beef. That was a prevalent story. A lot of people know
Yep.
what's going on. A lot of people chose sides, and now the fact that they come together that make it so big. Soca don't have that history. Soca don't have that atmosphere around it.
But wouldn't you say that maybe potentially with like when you look at some of the soca monarchs and like those type of competitions, I
It's
forget.
not the same. It's not the same thing. Cause you have to remember, you going from
But wouldn't you say there's like at least a rivalry sometimes between okay, this is the reigning king for X how many years, then somebody beat him, or it's like okay, every 1 year this person win, 1 year this person win.
because with the competition is competition. By the end of the day, soca is soca. Soca is a feeling. Soca is a vibe.
It's more harmony, everybody
It's
coming
all
together.
harmony and unity and tranquility and all unicorns and rainbows and shit.
Yeah, but that's to me a little bit of a difference because that's something that kind of came out in subtle ways in some of these battles, whereas like is some of that on the surface, but we still artists and we competing in certain fields when they're thinking, okay, who's the person we should book for a show?
Yeah,
All right,
but
if
look as
if
well.
there's somebody that fits a certain kind of category and is like there's another name in that lane as well who also almost just as good as like if somebody booking a show or booking this place is like chances are it's either me or him they're gonna get in a certain you're
Yeah.
going to be those type of things cause little tension sometimes even though I might not have a problem with you, I might not know you, it's like you indirectly you my competition.
Yes, but then also you have to remember where you taking that example. Where are you taking these verses examples from? Is all from hip hop. Hip hop is based off of competition. Soca is not necessarily the same. It's not that same. Again, not that same background. It's not that same culture. So whereas in the only people that are going to have that is the artist personally.
Yeah, but that's every artist. If you
Whereas
put in it verses, like it's automatically going to be that.
but that's the thing. It wasn't that is competition with dancehall and with hip hop is competition and it's personal. So you get more, the people get more invested into it. So with dancehall, it was controversy. You choose sides, but then everybody get older. Everybody think no. You see the
listen, but I hearing what you're saying.
What is
I'm
the
just thinking for like let's look at a Soca Rumble Martin competition. You think there's nobody that makes soca music that feels the way that verse win 3 times? You think there's no other soca artist out there that's like, yo, this man shouldn't win maybe? I feel that way. I feel they had the better song and stuff like that. And low key, they may not be publicly out there declaring a beef with verse or nothing. But I'm just saying, if you have somebody like that, and this person is now in a situation where they matched up against this person, some of that animosity or little tension, I guess, these type of things could kind of come out or be picked up on.
You're right. But the thing is, we'll go. Wait, hold on, Woods. You see, the thing is with that, why you trying to say is King, you're right, but that is just the competition. Why you trying to say with hip hop and dancehall now, it's not just the competition, it's also part of the culture. That competition is the culture. Once you come out of Soca Rumble.
But to me, is one of those things. It depends who the audience is. Is the audience people?
Yeah.
Is like, let's say it's a Trinidad thing, and it's a Trinidad artist,
Okay,
soca artist who competed in one of those competitions.
Why I say that is I never see no gangs far from soca. Hip hop had it, dancehall had it, Gaza and Gully. I never see nobody come in and want to fight after soca because of gang. Either somebody walk up on somebody's wife, somebody husband, somebody A, or somebody A supposed to be A what it is. A supposed to be what it is.
But my question is like why is this the conversation now? Like, what is the end goal? Like, what we're trying to determine right now?
The whole thing is what would have if a Soca King question was if one, I believe it's a two-part question. One, if a Soca versus would have the same effect as the Gully verse, Bounty versus
both are
Beenie, and if it would okay, no, yeah, that's just it. If it would have the same effect,
I would argue and say yes, because first of all, we are a bunch of Caribbean people, and a lot of the Caribbean islands could not even celebrate Carnival. First of all, so if we're talking about a thirst for soca that exists, there's people that were planning to go to Notting Hill, and those are like 1 million something people that goes to that party. Not happening. I don't they haven't officially cancelled it yet, but I mean, come on. So if two,
wait, just to correct you, they did officially cancel.
Okay, yeah. Last time I checked, they were like still hoping and praying. But so now that it's cancelled, you have like this thirst. So I would assume if, for example, Notting Hill or one big soca organization say, okay, we're doing a versus online, and having like for example, St. Martin ain't even get a chance to do their own carnival this year. There's a bunch of islands that did not could not have done it due to the situation that we're currently in. I would assume that it will bring a lot of eyeballs to whoever started first.
I'm not saying they wouldn't, but
but if it's Alison Hines and Destra, because that's kind of who you was talking about as well. If it's Alison Hines and Destra, that's the perk.
It would be a big classic. I find it would work. But the thing is, why I don't find it would have the same impact, at least to me, because you see that comment you had made there before King, it was like, yeah, it was so sweet that Beenie Man had come out, and then knowing the history of the beef between them. It was the beef between them that makes seeing all this cute and rainbow shit extra cute and rainbow ishy. Whereas soca now, we expect that.
But is that a bad thing?
No, it's not. It's not.
No,
I just saying that the dancehall part, I feel like is more impactful because it used to come. These man them back when it was beefing was known in a negative aspect, and they come together now in this new age, in this new time, showing the whole prosperity and that they grow and all that kind of fucking progressive and unicorn and rainbow shit. Whereas in soca, that vibe is always expected.
But that's what I mean. So if soca artists would do that now, like now the coming together would be even bigger in my opinion, because now it would be all the islands having one big celebration with the genre that they like.
Yeah, I don't know. Like if you had to tell me, Alison Hines and Desha doing a live, I would be like, wow, okay, that can be big, and I have so fun. Versus, yeah, boy, Bounty and Ting going out there, like, wow.
That's why I'm saying you would have to have someone like Bungie or someone like Michelle and Bungie or something. It has to be.
Yeah, it would have to be big. It would have to be big one time. Yeah,
it would have to be something.
Do y'all think that live could have? I mean, we kind of went through this a little bit with who else you don't want to see, but do you think somebody else would have a bigger first impact than Bounty versus Betweenie? I mean, Lord. Beenie Man.
I mean,
do you think somebody or a different duo would have a bigger impact?
I mean, if you have Mr. Vegas and Elephant
in
Man.
Dancehall, you talking specifically?
Yeah.
Mr. Vegas and Elephant Man. Because
you think those two would have been a better first versus?
I mean, in terms of just international like hits, like if you have two people that are quite known internationally,
I think the people that could have do it bigger, honestly, would be Sean Paul and Shaggy. The reason being simply outside of our culture, people. Like
Nah, I
Sean
believe
Paul.
if they had Sean Paul and Beenie Man, if they wanted to reach, they
Yeah,
have to be
Sean
Sean
Paul
Paul
and
and
Beenie
Beenie
Man.
Man.
Yeah, cause
Yeah.
Shaggy again.
Not Shaggy is
Shaggy
known for
don't
that one
have
song.
it. He's
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
He has hits, but he's
Angel,
not. He's
Angel, Mr. Bombastic, Church Heathen.
Yo, girl, Church Heathen. You really feel Church Heathen is that known?
no, it's not.
Dog, he got 3.
Yes,
Girl
yes, he
Next
It
just
Door.
wasn't me.
I mean, yeah, it was Girl Next Door. It wasn't me, Bombastic, and Sexy Lady.
Angel.
Okay, 4. Angel. Yeah, 4.
All right.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I feel he has 4.
Okay, let me just say let me just say it like this. On my stick, I have
Rephrase
around
that, please.
on my USB stick.
I don't want to hear what man you have on your stick.
On my USB stick, I have around 6,000 tracks, and the only Shaggy songs are those 4 songs that Kana just mentioned.
Is Grant, I'm not saying he don't have big songs. I'm not saying all, but I mean
What y'all think about Cali Buds?
Yo, okay.
that would be
I have
reggae.
no.
I feel like that would be reggae.
Yeah, it has to be reggae. Because one
Yeah,
time
I
we had
guess.
a party on Aruba, it was Mr. Vegas versus Carly Buzz. And honestly, it was bad. It was bad on our part. Yeah, dog. It was bad. Because we had Carly Buzz going before Mr. Vegas, dog. And this man was good. But
Yeah, but that first album this man came out with had some hits on it though, like the one with Come Around, because it wasn't just Come Around, there was a couple other ones off of that
Yo,
album
they
that was like
were
big
play back,
songs too.
rewind, pause. That was him. Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
But
But you're right though, it's definitely more
but that's just
reggae.
and then
It's
I would,
definitely
I
more
would,
reggae than
yeah, and then I would rather
especially
have
for
like Tyrus
dancehall
Riley.
party, Lord man.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
if
Oh,
we're
you
talking
set
about
him up there.
reggae, then I would play like Tyrus Riley or these type of man them before I hear Cardi Buds. My opinion.
I
If you
feel
go in reggae, I would have people that are more
Yeah, I mean, I can't.
focused on the reggae. You understand?
But yeah, I mean, when you say
is
reggae,
this
Cali Bud
is
the
this a
first
race
person
thing?
you're talking about.
What?
Is this a race thing?
No, it's. I
Nah,
hope not. I mean,
nah.
I mean Sean Paul light skin, Cali Buds light skin.
no. Look, I don't want to like
Cali Bud is white.
Sean. Yeah,
I know.
yo, Sean Paul is one of like arguably one of the biggest dancehall artists
Internationally, yes.
internationally.
Yes.
He's like the Drake of fucking dancehall.
Yo, I don't. Speaking of Trump, I don't understand it. How you know what? I'm not gonna go on this rant. Sorry, Woods.
How he could use the Drake comparison.
No. I wasn't going on a personal rant.
No,
But,
I mean, I like in terms of like if you would talk about like people within dancehall, like even people
Listen,
that
I
are
agree.
dancehall fanatics love Sean Paul. Dog.
I love
It's
it.
certain Sean Paul.
No.
Certain Sean Paul.
Like they love like
They,
the old
they
school.
acknowledge. They
Like
acknowledge it.
maybe songs like "Not Get No Blind" or something. There are certain
yeah,
songs from
old
Sean
school,
Paul.
old school Sean Paul. I'm not talking about Sean Paul.
Yeah.
Like,
When he had hair, when he was bald,
yeah.
when he was still Sean, now he's Sean.
But he's still
He's a damn
relevant
fool.
till this day, dog. He's still dropping hits. Last year he
Yeah.
had 2 hits.
Yeah, but
You
he's
understand?
dropping hits as Sean.
Yeah, but
He's not Sean. He's Sean. But now he's
regard-
doing like pop and stuff like that.
And why did I
Yeah,
compare him to
yeah.
Drake? Because it's a similar conversation with when you
Yeah.
talk about rappers. So it's a very
Sean Paul is definitely the Drake of dancehall. I agree with that comparison 100%.
because if you're a rapper, we rappers have conversation with people
It's like you said,
occasionally
the
listen
real
to rap.
the real dancehall people would rather go listen to a Bounty or somebody like that versus listening to Sean Paul, because Sean Paul got that mainstream commercial.
Yeah.
Only now
like-
I really understand why he was saying. I didn't think like, what the fuck?
Sean
y'all
Paul is
say?
Drake.
But then when y'all say Sean, yeah.
If you repeat real hip hop fans is not listening to Drake, the same way real dancehall fans ain't really listening to Sean Paul like that. but he
Yeah,
has that crossover mainstream appeal
yeah.
that kind of similar to Drake. They both the light skinned people, so the white people
Drake,
less afraid
Drake,
of them.
Drake and Khaled was trying to try that with Popcorn and Mavado, but they Lord, I was gonna say something that's really fucked up, and not going to. This is something even a little while for me, so I can refrain from it.
Honestly, the worst thing Mavado ever did was go with Khalid, career wise. My
But
opinion.
one could see one can't say the same thing with Popcorn.
Yeah, but look,
Capricorn with Khaled.
No, but with Drake,
yeah.
Mm.
more or less, it seemed more or less it's like the same situation.
Hmm.
More or less, I'm not saying
Yeah, because
the
I
but
really feel like them just thank Mavado, like, because before he made that move, Mavado was like,
On top, he
people
was he
were
was like
look for people
that
to
is
have the
true.
conversation, the people to have the
That is
conversation,
true.
Mavado versus Vibes in
like
like
and
2007, 2008. That was like around
One,
that time period.
Movado had a run. Movado certainly had a run.
one. Weed was really fucked up that era. Like everybody was off this shit for this man to even be compared to Vibes.
No, but
Two,
they were comparing it
Yeah,
with
but
the
kinda
songs
that's
that
one of
came
those
out
things.
at the time, man. Like you have like
Exactly.
in
Like
context.
looking back is easy to say vibes is like looking at how the careers went and who's still successful, who's still considered like the king in some ways, still to
that
this
was
day by a
serious.
lot of people, is like,
No, I was always a
yo,
Vibes fan, but I'm just
listen,
saying the conversation was being had.
don't downplay Movado. That's all I'm saying, kinda.
Yeah,
Don't make it seem like Movado ain't had no hit, he had no song that when it
no,
come on, you was rocking to.
no,
So
No,
you
at
wasn't
the
fucking
I
with
no,
I'm
never gonna
blessed.
say that, but you cannot compare. I do not feel like you could compare the two. I
yeah,
do
but
not.
at the time it
I
was
agree with you,
being
kinda.
compared. You
I agree
understand?
with you. No,
And
but
that's
at the
why I
time,
said at the time I still feel like people were smoking bad weed.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and
The
I
judgment was
agree.
extra impaired. That's all I say.
But at that time, like at that time, Mavado, especially 2006, 7, 2005 even, um, he was that artist that like all of his songs were playing in the club now.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to
Like,
deny it at all. And then my biggest question is, where is he now?
Khaled, dog. I'm telling you, dog, we the best. Nah.
Obviously not.
There's a lot of artists that like I
but
don't know.
Movado was on Khaled last album. He was on like one or two songs. Like
Yeah, he's still there, but I feel like when he was before
Okay.
he
You
tried
feel
to
like
go
that's
mainstream
argument?
and he was still raw. He was more
what you say, Kana?
You feel like that's an argument? He was on one or two songs.
yeah.
You really feel like that's helping?
And I don't want
I
to
just
lie,
say he's
like
still alive. I'm just
yeah,
saying he's
I mean
still alive.
Mavado dropped some tracks that I like Rose. Like Rose is a really dope track, but yeah, I like back in the day he was dropping songs like Lil Wayne,
Yeah, he
I
was.
am blessed.
like around and it was legit like in rap it was Lil Wayne and in dancehall it was Mavado during 2005, 2006, 2007. They were just dropping tracks out. It was like yo another track dog. Jesus Christ.
What happened to Munga?
Munga Honorable by I don't know.
I
I
honestly
really
don't
don't know.
know either.
I know he
Maybe
was around. He was around that Movado era as well. He had
his
some
voice is
tracks
really weird.
I
very
mean,
high. Yeah,
Not
yeah.
saying his tunes wasn't big, but his voice was
he had like a Mr. Vegas type of sound in that kind of high pitch.
like Mr.
I
Vegas with like constant autotune.
yeah. Dog.
Hmm. Yeah, for real.
I forget about Munga.
You know which
Actually, we forget about a lot of people like Black Rhino.
yeah, you know which
Well,
like dancehall just throwing him out there like left
yeah.
side.
But no, what? Ooh,
Hmm.
left-sided Esco. Jesus
Hmm.
Christ.
Cause they were
No,
other
they
ones
didn't.
like
No, but they can't make me. They can't play their music today. Like their
Nah,
music.
put that down like taking out tea, okay? I'm technically
that's
both
why.
you know as well.
That's why Buju Banton take out his song.
And
And that's why Buju Banton don't sing Boom Bye Bye no more. It's like it's a different time now. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I
that's
mean
it.
you would
I don't
say
have a
that
problem. I don't have a problem with
you
that.
would say that, but then you have in the club.
Listen, we
And
understand. I understand.
even though even
And the
them man
best
them
part about that song or
singing the
that
song.
part in the club is the gay man them to be
Yeah,
fucking it
dog.
up That'd be the best part about that song.
Because it's a huge, like it's a big song, it's a big tune. The same way
That,
that one
that,
from
yo,
Doctor
that song,
Evil,
imagine that. That song
Doctor Evil.
transcended sexuality. Okay?
What was the name of that song? The Doctor Evil song. I don't remember the name of it, but
Which
you know the
one?
song I'm talking about.
Um,
Not penis for penis. Like
Oh
Adam was
yeah,
made for Eve, he
I
was
love
not
Kum
made for
Kum Black,
Steve.
Kum Kum Black, Browns.
Like,
yeah.
I mean, classic dancehall
Hey,
songs, but you
isn't
can't
Doctor
play that
Evil just
though.
left side out?
That's what I'm
Yeah, that's
saying.
Eva's left
That
side,
that
yeah.
that's why I mentioned it. Like you can't play that song.
Nah. I
I
hear what it's
mean,
like a well,
you
but
can, but
guys, I like, oh, maybe I don't know how thing are, but Ward 21. Them man, them
Mm.
yeah. What?
hard.
I know the
Hard.
name. I know the name.
The
I'm not
man,
familiar with the music
the
like that,
man,
but I know the
them,
name. Yeah.
yo, when we finish, I gonna play all you, man. Oh, everybody else, look up Spot the J from Ward 21. That's my anthem of my life. That's my life anthem. If I could have walked around with a team song like Family Guy, that would be it.
Kind of. What was the name of that other left side song that you used to play? There was one that was like
Punani,
yo.
Punani,
Ah,
Nani.
yeah.
I want fat.
Okay.
Yo, that
Kind of. There was
song
another
bad
one you
though.
used to play. Every time this man driving up the street is that
It
song.
is
Bro,
one.
no, you see, you have to understand, Woods. That I don't know if you ever play that song in a set, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
It's still in my set till this day, dog.
Yo, the
No, he talking
bass,
about a stereo set, not like your DJ set.
with anything with serious bass to feel it, dog. That song has ridiculous bass. Yeah.
I even played that song one time in Escape, dog.
Yo,
Yeah,
yes.
some people looked at me funny.
I mean, I would too, but in my Jeep, it is maybe because my Jeep had really like solidified that song for me because everything would shake. That everything would shake. I had just like
Yo, honestly, like the producer, the producer that made that song, like usually, okay, I'm going a little bit into nerdiness for like one quick second. Like you have the low ends, and you take that out for the bass to sound a little bit cleaner. No, this man just left that fucker in though.
Yeah. Yes, bro. It was so bad, Woods. The only time you would hear that song, I coming up the road. From time you just hear that flecking. This when you hear that in the distance, like, all right, cool, this man coming.
Yeah. That's
Like,
kind of
legit used to hear me before you see me. Sometimes you used to feel me.
Honestly, like
that sounds
if
like
we,
that needed a pause in my opinion. That was a questionable statement.
I'll take that one. Call.
Honestly, like just looking at like this conversation, like I just hope that this trend continues.
This
Versus
thing is definitely a good thing. It's definitely a good thing the internet has produced.
I either for the next one, I either want to see like a soca one or a reggae one, and like
I think they was talking about. I think the next one is 112 and Jagged Edge. People was talking about.
But you see, I feel with reggae and like R&B versus is kind of like,
Really? Nah, boy.
because it's like it's supposed. I don't know. Reggae is supposed to give me like a happy-go-lucky vibe, and I don't want to think about like beating somebody ass or like competition, like bragging off
but
on
nobody.
Me, aside from this one, one of my favorites was Teddy Riley versus Babyface.
Yes, and they're
That was like, from entertainment standpoint, the best one so far to me was Lil Jon and T-Pain. But from like a musical education,
that should have been an interesting one.
T-Pain, Teddy Riley and Babyface, both of these people was before my time. So for me as a music fan, and like it was education. That's why for me the Babyface and Teddy Riley one was the most interesting, because I didn't know half of those songs. So it was like being introduced to a lot of great music from the era before me in terms of R&B space, and just realizing, because that's the great thing about the songwriter ones, that was better than the artist battles. Like when you think of artists, you could already predict what songs is going to be played, because you're thinking, just like what we was doing here. When you mention, for example, Red Rat, okay, what's Red Rat biggest hits? The first songs that come to your mind, these are the type of songs that gonna play against somebody. With the producers and the songwriters, oftentimes it's like these the behind the scenes people. You don't know what they did, or you might not be fully aware of, oh, this nigga is who wrote this song, or this dude is who produced it. Like that kind of aspect to me does be the dope thing about like the Teddy Riley Babyface, because there's songwriters, producers, and you might not realize that he did Mariah Carey and all of
Yeah.
this and these people's songs.
I think that's also the difference. Like if you would go to reggae, is like, and if you would go like reggae back when I say back in the day, I say like late '90s, early 2000s, stuff like that. Like a lot of those artists don't have writers. For what I
Hmm.
would like, they all write their own shit. So it
Mm-hmm.
would be
Yeah.
like if you have a gentleman, for example,
Hmm.
and throw a gentleman with like, you see, here's a fuck up thing, cause here I would want to have like lucky.
Chronics.
I want, yeah, or I want to have to like Lucky Dubé stay alive or some fuck like that, dog.
Hmm.
But
Cause
with all the genres, was something on a pure entertainment perspective. What I feel dancehall have over everything else, all the genres, each artist have at least like two, three. I mean, all the genres, all the rhythms, and we talking about like the old school. We're talking about like the rhythm self. Every artist have at least like one or two song on it.
yeah,
So
if you
like where
do,
the verse is concerned, like you could just go one artist could go play his version of the same rhythm, and the next one play the same one, and the man could just keep going like that. And I find that is mad.
yeah,
No other genre could do that.
or if you're
There was
Beanie Man, you
there
have
was
like,
there was something like that in the Erica versus Erica Badu versus Jill Scott,
I
because
was gonna mention that as well. I heard
there
that
was
was
a there was a song that Jill Scott wrote, but Erica sang it. So they both played the same song because they both have rights to it. Because like on the performing one is actually my
good.
voice you're hearing, but I wrote the lyrics to what you're singing. So we both play the same song.
yeah. But I think that's like a little like, yeah, it's the same thing, but still kind of different in a sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
like like if they throw rhythms like Beanie Man, sometimes that's like three songs on the same fucking beat, dog.
Yup. Bounty too.
Yeah, dog.
Bounty too. Nah, I really think to go back and watch that whole thing fully. 'Cause I know the banter and the
How long we been recording so far?
that's a very good question.
I feel like we spent a lot of time on this, but like just one topic.
We 1 hour and 19 minutes in.
Oh, I,
Oh,
I
okay.
I feel we could pretty much end it here. I don't really have to go in there. You could get the balance.
I mean, we could go into one topic that I wanted to talk about. That's very
For
Okay,
the
wait,
sake,
wait. Let's try to show some kind of progress. Just to wrap up, it seemed that the Bounty and the Beanie Man live was very enjoyable. If y'all didn't go see the whole thing like I did, you could check it out on YouTube. We here for the versus thing. I feel like everybody in this group pretty much agreed the fact that we enjoyed this whole versus thing, and we're looking forward to a Soca one. And
first one you get on board with.
say that again.
It's the first one you get on board with.
Versus, actually, like I checked.
This is the first one you actually care about like that.
Oh yeah. This was my first one I'd actually give a fuck about.
By the
Maybe the T-Pain Lil Jon.
Yeah, but I was thinking I didn't hear about Latin. I didn't even know that one was going on. I would have liked to see that one.
Luda versus Nelly was fun.
I would have liked to see that one as well. 'Cause
I'd watch it. I'd watch it.
I feel Ludacris is a highly underrated, and I don't
Yep.
even feel how
Yo.
he can compare Nelly
People-
cool and all. But
Luda win.
Luda
Ludacris
win.
won it.
Luda win.
Of
Yo,
course.
Luda won. Yo, it was funny.
question.
It was funny to me, like talking with friends, and they were like, "Yeah, Nelly got this." I was like, "Y'all do know that."
Wait.
The thing is, like a lot of people, like I don't know, like Ludacris has this bad luck that people just forget like all of the songs this man made.
Disrespect, dog. Disrespect.
But like in terms of like, I would argue and say Ludacris songs age better than Nelly songs.
For sure.
Of course.
Okay,
People
okay. I'm
still
gonna
singing,
acknowledge my
hoes.
bias. Go you, Kana.
I was saying people still singing "I Got Hose." Then again, people still singing Air Force Ones as well. So and Hot in Here. So I
Like, let me
Head
not
down,
like.
brother,
That's the
yeah.
thing. Like, don't sleep on Nelly. Let's try to downplay Nelly. But the thing is, to me, I kind of realized that there was more of a like the chicks like Nelly more than you know.
they like Lula.
Like they did. There was dudes that was fans of Nelly of Nelly, but there was kind of a large percentage of females that would support Nelly and stuff in a sense. Like to me, in
Nelly
some
was
ways, that
Drake
kind
before
of
Drake was Drake. If you
eh,
understand what I'm saying,
in
just
some ways, in some ways,
the sen the puppy, the oh look at
yeah,
him,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Because
mean,
I feel like that's kind of reason why we all kind of more gravitate towards Luda because there was a little bit more grimy. Like,
If you're a ratchet girl, you
but
love Ludacris more.
Ludacris also had the stuff that's kind of tailored for the women and like the sexual songs. Like he was on Unpredictable, Jamie Foxx. He got Sex Room with Trey Songs. He has
Sean Dipper.
Sex Therapy with Robin Thicke.
Yeah.
I think he having some technical issues. Hopefully he can come back and end it off properly. But like Luda was my favorite rapper. Was practically pretty much my favorite rapper or one of my favorite rappers for a long ass time
Like
growing up.
lyricists, like unique sounding, like Luda. Luda just has to say Luda and you know it's Luda. That's how unique his voice is and the way he raps. Like there's not a lot of people that rap like Luda does.
No, that's not true. Because I will say after this battle, it made me think of like, okay, who should Luda battle? And then the name Buster Rhymes was thrown
No,
out
no,
there.
that
Then I
not.
was like,
Yeah, I said
that's
there's
the
not a
perfect fit.
lot. Yeah, there's not a lot. Like there is some, but Luda, like yeah, Buster Rhymes they rap similarly, but still Luda has this like yeah, that's almost every rapper you would hope. Every good rapper has their own like unique sound.
Mm.
But Luda, just the way he raps, like he's like it sounds very distinct. It does not sound you. It's like when you hear like DMX, like you know, okay, this man is whoever's rapping wants to sound like DMX. You're imitating DMX.
Mm-hmm. I
Ludacris has
feel
that
that.
type of sound. Like if someone's rapping like Ludacris, you know where he got that flow from or who his inspiration is at least to
I
some.
agree. I agree.
Uh,
Um,
I think Shana. I think Kana. Let me see what's going on here.
my
Because I wanted to end the podcast talking about some geeky conversation we had in the beginning before the podcast started.
oh yeah, I clean forget about that.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to end off with in a geeky note, but let's give Kana like some time to see if he can fix his situation. Hopefully he notices he has a situation. Could it also be that it's just stuck and he's just talking by himself, which would also be hilarious if we could ever record that. But
Yeah, that would be unfortunate though. I mean, for our sake and stuff.
yeah, let me see.
Then we just waiting and thinking he can come back, and then he don't actually ever comes back.
Or computer die or some fuck like that.
Yeah, but Nelly versus Ludacris, it went the way I thought it would have gone,
Yeah.
and I'm
Another
glad it went that way
no
because
disrespect. Yeah, yeah. Speak your
I feel like people sleep on Luda, like we were just saying, and I don't know why. Because the man been great.
bigs. Yeah, I think it's like, and this is I've had this conversation for a while. Hey, kind of back. I had this
Welcome back.
conversation for a while. Like I think because Ludacris has this persona as a rapper that he's
The
funny.
funny guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I
people
was
don't
having that
take him.
conversation with a wifey the other day, so the
So
same thing. Like,
people don't take him as seriously. But Luda got bars, dog.
so
This
kind
man,
of
yeah.
you won't want to get into the conversation that we was having initially in the beginning to wrap things up. The slightly
Yes.
nerdy talk.
Yes. I would love to finish it with her, please.
Oh, okay, no. I had see a statement there made by our mutual neighbor and friend, Mr. Arundel, and
Nobody knows who that is.
he knows who he is. So
Okay,
well,
cool. Because
many.
I don't know. I don't know if your intention was providing context for like the listeners and
Oh no,
stuff.
I just tried to say
Okay.
I see a post on Facebook and that
All
the
right.
person has stated that they understand how people like Sasuke, but they don't like him because he arrogant and what other word was? What?
Arrogant, entitled, and something
Oh yeah,
something.
arrogant and entitled. No, I understand the arrogance, but entitled? Sasuke? Who had his own friggin' family killed?
But
Entitled
Sasuke
how?
was similar to Neji, like in demeanor and persona and attitude in certain ways. Like Neji was a little bit extra, but
Neji was
man,
salty.
Until he completely changed his character and became like honestly,
Cause he asked
like an
cut.
uncle. Nah,
The
that
guy
was
and
the
he
thing.
that
asked
Like,
cut. That how
and that was the
he had to
same
humble
thing,
himself.
and that
no,
was the same thing with Sasuke.
I know.
Itachi was your big brother, and you was salty because he was never as good as Itachi, and as well as the fact that Itachi murdered your whole family,
Oh
all
yeah,
of that.
let's just leave
but
that
But
part. Let's just leave that part. Yeah, you was
yeah,
upset. You was upset that your older brother was staying with you.
he was better than you. The
And
man
maybe
was
the
better
fact
than
that
you at
your older brother
everything.
killed your whole family. But you was more upset the fact that your older brother was better than you at everything. What the
Yeah,
fuck, King?
that's
but
how it was.
the
But
thing,
that's what it was.
but that in the beginning it was like that. But I would argue Neji's story and Sasuke's story are completely different.
Yeah, they
Like
no. I don't feel you could compare them at all.
you cannot compare the two,
I
in my
really don't
opinion.
feel. And there's no way. I would like to ask him in what way, in what how is Sasuke
I feel like it's more
entitled?
early on type of thing. Like when they was showing, like I can't even say first season. Well, Naruto, not before it got to Shippuden.
Everybody
Before it got
finished
to
the
Shippuden.
series. Everybody watched
Yeah,
from the
Uh,
beginning till the end
he
I quit somewhere. Like I stopped watching Naruto after a
because
while.
um
Like
there is a certain point, like point of the show, where Sasuke gets the idea that he alone knows what is right for the entirety of the population.
hmm.
but how is that even? How is that entitled though?
What would we call that? Someone that thinks that
Arrogant,
only he has the
arrogant.
So
Hmm.
the
So, so, so even that, that I could understand. The arrogance I could understand. Entitled, and one of his things was like the comments under the post was like, yeah, even when like the Hokages and things show up, he was all like he don't give a fuck. I was like, but you would if some group of fucking elders who
I think I know where it come from.
responsible for killing off your whole family show up, and regardless of when they see them or they come in to help fight, I wouldn't give a fuck either.
honestly, no. Because
I
honestly,
think I know where the comparison
if
come
if
from.
if if we go to that, like there was only one person that was involved with that made the big decision of killing the
Yes,
whole
but
entire
that
family.
stemmed. Yo, hey, that stemmed from the second.
Yeah,
Let's
but
be real now.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Let's
yeah.
not take that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But he did get his revenge though.
who you talking about, Sasuke?
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
He
but
killed the
that
person that
yeah, no. I mean, yeah, he killed homeboy with a whole bunch of things that with like the Sharingan
Danzo.
aids on his eye.
Yeah, he
But
killed Danzo.
that's not the thing. Oh,
I
Sasuke has to show no respect to the Hokages. For what? For what reason? If
I
I was
mean,
Sasuke, I would say go suck dick or I'll go
I
suck their
mean,
mother
I get
too.
that, but at the same time, wanted to kill all of them when they have done nothing to you particularly.
How you mean, dog?
There was only one, like the hate on the village. I could understand, right? Because
Dog, it stemmed. Dog, if you want this, if you cannot understand that it stemmed from this first Hokage, that you could never come and tell me about
yes, but
systematic racism.
how all the other Kages are involved with what the first did. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Kana? That's like me going because I was enslaved. Like this is a random comparison that doesn't fit by any historical manner
let's see where it's
whatsoever.
going.
But
Let's see where you're going. Let's
if
see if
I
I got a
was
cancel you or not.
enslaved by the by Great Britannia or some fuck, and they wipe out my whole lineage, and then for some reason now I decide that not just Great Britannia, but the Netherlands, St. Martin, Aruba, all of you, I'm gonna blame every single one of you for what one place did, dog.
Collateral damage, G.
No, Biggs.
But
Collateral
but
damage, dog.
but that's how it went though.
Yeah.
Like kind of right.
Like no, dog.
No,
Dog.
it's Biggs.
No, yo, I
He
understand
already
what you mean.
killed. He already
I
killed the
understand what you
person
mean.
he wanted to
The
kill,
fourth,
dog.
the
At a
fourth
certain
Hokage,
point,
the fourth Hokage necessarily didn't have. You could say the fourth Hokage didn't necessarily have anything to do with it. Maybe, cool.
he was a
First
kid when
Hokage-
it happened, so you
First
can't blame him
Hokage,
for him.
first Hokage, you could also be like, all right, you actually tried to work with the man them.
Yeah, he's the reason
Give
they,
you-
they still had a spot in the village.
He's the reason exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. First and fourth, pass. Dog, that's 1 out of 5. I mean, that's 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
That it still fuck them, dog. Still fuck the majority of the Hokages, G.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Your beef is with the Hidden Leaf, dog. Why are you putting all these other clans
Because
in
the
it?
Hokages are the hidden leaf, G.
No.
Biggs, so you want to tell me the Hokages are not
the
the
Kages,
representation of the
no,
village?
I'm talking about the Kages, dog. You have the Hokage, you have the Kazekage, you have
Kazekage.
yeah, you have all the other Kages, dog.
Big man, if I want to shoot you and your friend coming to help you, he getting shoot too?
Biggs, the Kages were at war. The only reason they come together was because of these people, them, dog. Because they was attacking other, like,
that country shit have nothing to do with me personally. If I got if USA, if St. Martin, I have St. Martin, St. Martin have beef with Anguilla. If I have beef with my personal neighbor, it don't matter what St. Martin got with Anguilla. I gonna still go after homeboy.
Yeah, but they were all warring, dog.
But that's okay. I gonna have a war within the war. And if his friends want to come, his friends gotta get it too, dog. If we simulating this whole ninja world, if we talking about this whole ninja thing, I talking like I's fucking gangster. If we talk, if we talking,
going to with a sexy jutsu.
if we talking in the world of this ninja, if we talking in this ninja world, then everybody got get it, dog.
Kana, I have a question. Do you feel the similarity between Sasuke and Vegeta?
No.
Really?
They are.
Really?
No, not at all.
Yes.
Really?
Let me explain why.
The purpose that Vegeta plays in Dragon Ball Z, opposite Goku. In terms of rival, I'm the person that is striving to be better and who there's this competition that is a huge part of the show forever. Like, the entire first season, if you want to call it that, of Naruto, before Shippuden, like,
the thing
you wouldn't say that was a major driver. The way Shippuden ended with the battle on the falls between Sasuke and Naruto, if that isn't the epitome of encapsulating their relationship.
In terms of rivalry, yes, there is similarities. But in terms of character-wise, in terms of motivation and drive,
it's not
completely different.
To me, that is where I see him possibly getting the entitled from, because I know the person who made the comment and they also watch Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and based on that is like, if you're familiar with a Vegeta character, who to me he certainly is entitled because I'm the Prince of Saiyans and yes. I'm entitled. Like, Vegeta is the definition of entitled. And I feel like seeing they still have the same I'm too cool for school type of demeanor. I'm better than this person being Naruto, especially the way, because I think a lot of it comes from first season, from the before era.
I feel like that's misinterpreted. I feel like the whole I'm too cool for school thing, I feel like that was...
It came later when you found out the truth about the whole plot and what all made Sasuke
wasn't fucking with nobody else. All he wanted to do was kill his brother.
Except for Naruto.
I understand. But that's what I'm saying. To me, that perception of entitled, you could get that from first season type shit before all of the plot is explained and what happened, the mystery with the leaf. I don't remember when exactly that came into play, whether it was Shippuden or not.
I see what you're saying. If you go on first season,
from the first season that Itachi killed everybody in the village. And
like when he operating with that kind of knowledge, I feel like you could definitely get that I'm too cool for school type of arrogant entitledness from Sasuke. It's definitely King, a little more valid there.
Again, King, let's be real. We know the person. We know they've watched everything.
I don't know
Or
that.
at least, or they, yo. If you making a statement,
Listen, I ain't watch all Naruto, dog. I
okay,
like the shit
there
is
is no way.
500
Okay,
episodes or something,
okay,
dog.
all
I
right,
ain't watch all of it.
cool, even better. There is no way you can make a statement like that and not have at least watched until Shippuden. And if you have watched until Shippuden, then you still can't make that statement. And I mean, all that you know have that all information already. So again, where's the entitlement? And you was asking if I don't see similarities between Vegeta and Ting. The only really similarities I see is that the rivalry between the main character and your whole race has been wiped out.
Not your whole race.
I mean, pretty
Yeah,
much.
the rest of it, man.
That would be like Sasuke's rival would be actually was kinda.
It was. I mean, his people got wiped out.
But what I'm trying to say is his people got wiped out, but like Vegeta went to war kinda with his own people, in a sense.
After they were wiped out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, okay, yeah, no.
But is his people wiped out if Goku is a Saiyan because his people
That's
ain't
what I'm trying to
Saiyan?
say.
But I would say I understand what you mean, Alwoods. But at the same time, you can't really say war with his own.
You could say the same thing, but I don't think because Sasuke had two rivals. It was Itachi till he figured out what Itachi actually is doing.
Yep.
And it was
Would
Naruto.
you really consider Sasuke and Itachi's relationship a rivalry? I mean, I think Sasuke considered it.
Because I would just consider that same thing.
We all saw if Itachi. Okay, this is all ifs.
For a long time, Sasuke didn't acknowledge Naruto as a rival because Sasuke was the one who had the edge, and then later on,
not only that. Itachi, I really still don't believe Itachi was going that hard with Sasuke. No, Itachi could have killed Sasuke.
Yeah,
of course.
So is that a rivalry?
Yes.
From Sasuke's head, from
Sasuke's perspective, Sasuke might think so, but it's a rivalry. To me, a rivalry is a rivalry if both sides acknowledge that.
And that's why I feel it was more that with Sasuke and Naruto because they did kind of both acknowledge each other at different points. Like it wasn't right away. But
Naruto was like the girl that fall in love for. Sasuke had to take time.
So then, no.
Sasuke had a relationship issues.
Sasuke actually saw Naruto as a rival way earlier, but due to Sasuke's way of just being, he vocalized it when Naruto scratched the headband, because then he said, if you scratch it, I will view you as a rival. But Sasuke actually already viewed him as a rival
technically
before that, because when the two did
from time he had like beaten Neji or something like around those time he was kind of like, all right, cool.
Sasuke was visibly jealous. Like it was like even when Naruto hit the water, they both hit the water thing. And he saw, Naruto just did a small hole, but then he saw the back, and the shit blew out. He was like,
that's true.
That Sengan versus what that technique name? What's Sasuke?
Chidori.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I was highly upset because I mean King, but both of you know by now. I'm not
Sasuke is the nigga. Sasuke was like one of my favorite characters in the show forever.
I was a Naruto fan until midway Shippuden, because Naruto is one of those characters like
Naruto forever annoyed me.
Yeah, Naruto
Naruto went and paired with Jiraiya. Naruto didn't become likable to me. Only until Naruto went and worked with Jiraiya.
Why I liked Naruto because until middle of Shippuden, Naruto was one of those characters where he like legit needed to train really fucking hard, and you see the growth for him to do little things.
It's true. And I gonna say this
until when he come to find out he was the descendant of the
fourth Hokage.
Then they fucked up his character, because his character was always he need to work really hard to do stuff that other people could do without little effort.
Going off of what Woods had said, while I say I didn't like him, I respected it.
He was one of those broken characters to me.
Thinking
he wasn't broken, dog.
Yo, a lot.
It made him broken eventually.
Yeah,
he wasn't. wasn't right away, but
Yeah.
I will say I agree with you,
Okay.
and I
Before.
appreciated the whole thing of like the fact that it wasn't nonsense power jumps like Bleach versus Naruto. I like Naruto a lot more in terms of like Ichigo. They would just decide from one episode to the next that Ichigo is stronger than whoever the fuck fighting. Like Naruto, they at least give you reasons and showed him going off and training and learning techniques and showing him struggling, and he get his ass kicked a lot. Like
Yo.
much
I
more rather Naruto's like gradual timeline, genuine progression type of thing versus Bleach.
like, in my opinion, the character, just in a show that we all like, Dragon Ball Z, the character that had the most, like, when I say normal, like, hinted at that he's really strong, but, like, we had to wait.
Gohan.
Gohan. In my opinion,
Gohan.
the best character in terms of
Of
seeing
course,
him grow.
Gohan was the best character in Dragon Ball Z. Well,
Seeing
Teen
him
Gohan until he grew up.
until he grew up. I'm talking about Cells. Yes, man.
If we talking about Cell Saga,
yes,
yes.
still Cell
Yeah.
Saga.
Cell Saga, Gohan was on the trajectory to surpass Goku.
Still
And
is.
then they just did nonsense with him
because
as an adult.
people voted and they wanted Goku back. So that's basically it. But
Oh, that's how that happened?
yeah, that's legit how it happened. But that's what I like. I like it when you show me, cause like since Frieza, dog, no, fuck it, since Raditz, we saw okay, Gohan has some type of potential, dog, but he couldn't really grasp it. He had to train really long to reach the cell, to then, even then, like he had a mental block in his head, so he couldn't really go all out because he always was afraid to hurt people and stuff like that till he snapped. I like that because that's you giving people a realistic way of growth and progression for someone to actually reach their potential.
But Dragon Ball Z also became broken as well. Like
Super?
just the show.
Have you seen
like,
Super?
Like just the show in general at a certain point was like, okay, so cool. We know we have this technology. Like just the way that they made the interactions with them and the dragon. The main thing that the show is supposed to be, well, is this big quest to find the Dragon Balls, and like that whole premise of how it turned out later was like, well, I'm Goku. I can instant transmission, and I have this device from Bulma. So it's like in 2 seconds, I just, when I feel like it, find these Dragon Balls and go speak to this big old dragon to give me a wish. Like, and now we have to create super Dragon Balls because that one wasn't. We need stronger wishes where you can destroy worlds and universes.
I was just gonna say, you talking about a universe where like there's gods and they could on like 7 universes,
and that's the problem. That's the problem when you're trying to out epic like the ultimate epicness that you already did type of stuff. It's like, so you've been had people blowing up planets with spirit bombs and whatnot at certain points. How can we out epic that?
And
it's
that
like
is why,
Fast and the Furious. It starts to get a little ridiculous after a while.
And that is why I love Hunter x Hunter. I'm coming back to this. Because Hunter x Hunter, it doesn't matter how strong you are. At the end of the day, the fight is, can you outsmart your opponent? Your opponent could be 10 times stronger than you, but if you don't figure out what this man's ability is, you like Goku could never be in Hunter x Hunter. He's too stupid. Like, because Hunter x Hunter is not just how good you can fight, but it's
okay. Wait. Let us give Goku a little bit more credit. Goku is a moron, but he's a fighting genius.
Yes, but that's the difference. You cannot just be a fighting genius in Hunter x Hunter. You understand? Because there's people that are fighting geniuses, but if someone has a ability and you don't figure out what that ability is,
so it's kind of like Death Note, the battle with Light and
yes, every fight is like a battle versus Light and
L.
Yes. You have to outsmart your
or like Code Geass with Lelouch and
yes. So that's why I love that. So if you have a character that's really overpowered, you can still, because that's the problem with Dragon Ball in general. It's they never went too deep in abilities. Everything was always ah, I'm
Yeah.
stronger now. You know, like the only character that had abilities, and I wish like more characters had that. No, they were two. Like legit abilities were Cell, cause Cell could like take your ability and like use it
Majin Buu.
against you, or Majin Buu where he could like turn you into chocolate. So even
Mm-hmm.
if you're stronger, they still had something to of like
Did I mean they tried to do some of that with stuff like the battle that was going on in Dragon Ball Super, the War of the Universes, and we got all the best fighters from the
please,
different
please, please don't talk about Super, dog.
universes, and they tried to
Please
do
don't.
some of that.
They tried, but no.
Whereas like the one guy got the poison ability or some shit like that, and
Yeah, I
like
I
did
enjoyed that the Gohan versus that fighter fight. Amazing, because
mm,
it was a fight not who is stronger but who can outsmart the other fighter. I enjoyed it, but when the fight just becomes ah, I'm stronger now, like
or
or
charge up for 3 episodes and then throw a spirit bomb.
like what I
No,
hate is
no,
when a
no,
god
no.
when a
Charge 3 episodes. Gather the spirit bomb for the next 6, and then throw it for another
two
3,
episode.
and then 2 episodes is the spirit bomb hitting it, and then the next 4 episodes is the person screaming after getting hit.
Oh, what I also hear, like, okay, now I'm going on a Dragon Ball Super rant for like, just give me this, guys. I need to get it out of my system. Like, we established we have gods in this verse, right? And they
Mm,
know everything. Like, Whis knows everything. Like,
mm.
you cannot bullshit this man. Whatever this man says is word.
Yeah,
Now,
pretty much.
they they stated that you remember Topo? He could use Hakai, right? Remember? Like he could
Mm-hmm.
use the yes. So they said, okay, he can use Hakai, but he needs to charge up. Like he cannot spam it. I was like, okay, cool. We've established this, right? What does he do next episode? He uses Hakai like the energy balls, dog. Don't play with my intelligence, dog. You like that's when I don't like when you establish something and then the next episode you're breaking the own fucking rule that you've
And that was my issue with Bleach, because I'm like every episode it would be like, okay, to me the worst thing was just in a way the relationship to the crying female. Wait, so I see tears and now I'm Super Saiyan every time. Or oh my god, friendship in anime. Oh my god,
yo
like it has
yo
killed me, dog. It
if
has
that
killed me.
kills you, then never watch Fairy Tail. Dog.
Yeah, but
The
you
power of
have
Yo,
point.
I need to be able to protect the ones I love. So now it's
Mm-hmm.
all the
Mm-hmm.
energy I could ever muster, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
Super Saiyan 17, and I
yo,
Okay.
kill like
yo,
when the whole thing was established, this nigga is that he's the person to beat. Ain't nobody above this person. But Ichigo's friendships, you know.
yo, when Android 17 or 16, 18.
Hmm.
By
The one
the
with the
brother,
blonde hair.
the brother.
Oh, okay.
Um,
17.
when he like surprised, what is my name? Purple Head?
Trunks.
No, Purple Head. The man whole body purple.
Freezer? Cooler? Oh, but
No,
hit?
no, the other, the big guy, the one that Goku beat at the end with Ultra Instinct. Forget his name.
Jiren?
What? Say it again?
Jiren?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Jidan.
The
When
white fella?
no,
You say purple.
the purple guy, dog. Fuck, I
And
gotta
kinda
look this up.
kinda gone again.
But anyway, so when 18 come up and distract this man with the gods have established, you cannot catch this man off guard. His
Hmm.
guard is on point. Like Goku needed to go Ultra Instinct just to touch this man. And now you're telling me Android 18, the android that like power level should not even be close to what this man is, because Goku has to
That
go Ultra Instinct to even hurt this man. You telling
that's
me?
how I felt about Kenpachi versus Ichigo. So you swing with all your might, and you couldn't. The first time Ichigo tried hit him, you couldn't even scratch this nigga. To then the nonsense storyline, character development, that internal change of strengthening his resolve. Now he has the right resolve and stuff like that. So now I can and then Kenpachi takes half the eye patch, and now his Reatsu is on an even higher level and shit. And somehow still Ichigo, like, the nonsense that was happening
Yes.
in that fight, it just upset me.
Yeah, like that is why I don't like I still like Bleach because I certain episodes I love the concept so much that I overlook the glaring flaws that's within those shows. But
Because I
but
mean, Dragon Ball Z, we all watch it, we all enjoy Dragon Ball Z, but
yeah,
it is ridiculous in a lot of
honestly,
ways.
like I would say I love Dragon Ball, I love Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball Super is questionable to me, dog.
That,
Like
I feel you, I feel you, I feel you.
like
Because
the
Beerus and
nostalgia, yeah, the nostalgia is still strong for those characters, and that's why I watched the show. But if it was any other show, dog, and it was just taking out those characters and just putting the same concept with characters I have no attachment to, I would have never watched that show.
and that's some of why Naruto to me was one of my personal favorite animes, because like how deep they get into backstory and all of what you was like what you was talking about with abilities and so the focus on those type of things and trying to stay consistent with the writing and all of that. Some of those is what I appreciate about Naruto, with how deep he went in establishing the history of this hidden village, all the backstory of the Kages, and is like the longer the show went on, the more you got some of that information and stuff. But like, so I assume in a lot of ways they was making it up as they go, but just the different bloodline limits with like the Hyugas and the Byakugan, the Sharingan with the Uchihas, the different ones with like Haku and his people with their ice abilities, and like just stuff like that. The first Hokage and the wood special bloodline limit, those type of things made the show interesting.
Yeah, because there was rules, and I think this is this is
Avatar as well.
something.
Avatar is a perfect show, but we need
Yeah,
to talk about Avatar now.
yeah. I think that is maybe the thing that I enjoy just in general. I like when you establish rules and you stick to it.
Yeah, good writing.
Yes.
The
Once
basics
once
of writing a story.
once you deviate from the rules, you're taking your viewer or the fans of your show as a fool. Cause then I can't trust anything no more. You're gonna tell me, like, you established this, but then every time there's going to be a bullshit way. So you're killing the suspense then.
Plot no jutsu, the
Yeah.
killer of most shows. It's like, and to me, that was the main reason why I don't like main characters in anime. Like Naruto, that's to me what he
That
is.
is
Ichigo, same thing. Goku, same thing. So
that
it's
is
like
why
Goku,
you're going to,
Goku
you
died like what, 5 times, and we just bring him back
something
to
like
life.
that.
So it's
Yeah.
like, okay, what's the point?
That is why I think you're going, like, if you ever give Hunter x Hunter a chance,
That's
you're
why I
going to
like Code
enjoy.
Geass. That's why I like Death Note.
Yeah, you would enjoy Hunter x Hunter. Like yeah, the show, like, it starts. I don't even want to spoil it, but if you read the manga, because it's still continuing, but the show finished, the anime finished, it's finished properly. So a lot of people that watch the anime don't even know that the story continues. Like, it hints at it, but the story, the manga now doesn't even follow the quote unquote main characters. It follows the father and other known characters within the show doing something else. While the main character is trying to figure out how to regain his powers, basically. So,
True, true.
like, Bleach tried to do something like that, but fuck that. Like, that didn't work out. Like, the whole fucking I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, so
I think maybe we should wrap up. I
yeah, because we're
mean,
going in a tangent now.
yeah,
We've been on
and
a long hour long tangent. So
yeah, and Kana gone. So it's like, I don't know if we should wait for him to come back or just let him know, like, yo, wrapping up. Maybe take that as a sign that you've been
yeah,
on here too long.
yeah, let's just do that.
So, in terms of plugs, my plug is always consistent. Make sure to stream the Mistuh King LP. It helps to support, the King. So, on any platform, whatever it is that you choose, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, whatever, the Mistuh King LP, just type that in. Enjoy it, listen to it. What's what good with your music?
Bye. Music coming along. I've been, as I stated last, I think I stated this in the last episode. Like, I've been writing a lot of poetry lately, just trying to get my
Hmm.
get my lyricism, let's say that, up to par to what I want. So I've been writing a lot of poetry, just like any stuff that comes to mind. So just stay tuned for when that comes out. Like whenever I drop something, whenever I feel comfortable with dropping something, it gonna drop. And if it doesn't drop, then it doesn't drop.
I feel
Um,
you.
and in terms of DJ wise, I'm going to do live stream. But here's the thing: the live stream is it's going to be a paid live stream, so I don't really know if it's going to be for the public. I still have to talk about that with the rest of with the company that's paying for me to do a live stream.
Mm.
So if when the details are known, then y'all will know.
All right,
That's about
that
it.
sounds interesting.
Yeah, and I'm also gaming, so like if y'all want to chill with me while I play games and live stream, y'all can just hop on the Woods the Chosen YouTube page or Twitch page and figure that out whenever I go live. That's about it.
All right, so with all of that being said, I'm sure that I'm gonna just say bye on Kana's behalf to y'all. Oh no,
Hey,
look, there's Kana, but just to keep and inform you, we basically wrapping up. I just did my plugs. Woods did his plugs. We just wasn't sure. Just kind of took the lead and I'm kind of wrap.
Yeah, I ain't got no plug.
All right. Well, Woods, you could take my line of this one.
no, this was a really fun episode. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And we'll see y'all the next time we link up.
That's
Laters.